All right, we're gonna be filming this.
I wasn't sure if it was in there or
yeah.
here.
Where are you going? Keller Williams?
Yes.
Okay, same.
Sometimes I think the stairs are faster.
Yeah. You had keys. Do you work here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yes, I'm an agent.
You know Vincent Travelino?
Yes.
Good friend of mine.
Oh, cool.
But yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, we're closing now.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, come on, man.
That'll be pretty awesome.
Hopefully. I think so. I think it will be.
Real estate's awesome. Good, bad, or indifferent.
Oh, yeah.
You can always turn it around.
Absolutely.
Always turn it around.
There's one way to spin it. Even if something gets hurt somewhere, you can always pick it back up.
Some kind of way.
Make a pancake out of spilt batter.
There you go. I like that one.
Yeah.
After
I'm
you.
full. Thank you very much.
Hope it all really goes well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you? I'm here to see Vinny.
Absolutely. I think he actually just went downstairs.
Okay.
Are you here for closing? with
Yeah.
him? Okay, yep, you guys are actually on the first floor with Dream Home Abstract.
Okay.
Yep, like I said, he just went down there. So.
Okay. So
Yep.
just one floor down?
Yep.
Okay.
Go down to one. Dream Home lobby's right on the right-hand side.
Gotcha. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Happy New Year.
Wow.
It still looks festive in there. I love it. That was awkward. I'm just lost. It's cool. I'm just super fucking lost. Can't you tell? Gotcha, thank you very much.
Correct name of the LLC.
You and you, like,
Oh.
before.
Yeah.
Like, we did the video. Like a year or something. I
Yeah,
realized
yeah,
one
yeah.
and the same.
That's still up. That's got some views on it too. Yep. Speaking of video, my per request of my mother, she wants it filmed. She wants a video. I don't know. I mean, whatever can be.
Actually,
Is that okay? Is that big? Is that good? Whatever you want.
Now,
Okay.
Wednesday.
Cool. I'll just like I'll
However
prop.
you wanna handle it up.
Okay, sweet.
Gotta do the next
chair?
one.
Yeah. Well, it's like you know, I'm wearing my hood because it's raining out. It's frizzy. I'm just gonna hide inside of this. Oh, yeah, look at
I spoke
him.
to you guys earlier,
Oh,
I
thanks.
double checked
That's
this,
good.
and you told me to
We're
look
supposed to next year,
exactly
but
how
I
it
said it's
was.
the first one of
Your
the new year.
title
Yeah.
company, Dream Abstract.
2 ways to flip a coin, right? I mean,
That was
benefits
before
either way,
that you
so-
had changed it
I,
to the JAM.
I never changed it.
I was trying to get it done
It was
before.
always like that.
Well, that's
It was
the
over.
state, the certificate formation has.
So, hey,
Yeah, I
I'm at
figured. It
settlement,
seems
and
like-
they're unhappy
Yeah, like
with
I did a ton of
this,
research on it because this is my first mortgage. You know what I mean? So like,
LLC, because
me and my brother
they're
have a
saying it
property,
should be
but
Jam
it's
I.
all
You remember
him.
there
It's
were
not
two different names?
me. I'm just there helping
And,
out, I'm funding it, but
Now they want it to be, hold on, I'm
I've never
gonna
done the
give
mortgage
it,
thing, so
give
like,
you
you know, I try to nerd out
closing
and stuff I get
Even
involved
if-
with.
because I've had
It's just
a
so.
really
So how was it? I know you got most of it, Mike, but how was the process for
I was
it?
fine. It was fine.
Hi,
Give
this
her
is
a phone.
Diana
Just
with
so she
Dream
can
Home.
swear
We're just
yourself.
trying
What's
to match the, you saw the HUD that you signed, we just have to match the documents according to the estate certificate of formation, which is JAM the letter I1 LLC. Do you want us to just handwrite it and mark it up and have her initial, or do you want to send new papers?
You use that to get your
You
rate.
know what, at this point, because he's already signed, if you would mark it up, then I'll just do a little amendment for
Okay,
now.
you got it.
Yeah,
All right,
so,
and,
yeah, okay.
that's not
Thank you.
and Linda,
Thank you.
that's not gonna be a problem with my next exchange, right?
I'm your license. I'm Diana.
All right, great. Love you, Linda.
You might wanna call me
Bye.
today. No,
Me neither, actually.
Really, you too? Everyone say, like,
All
I,
right, mark it
well, I
up.
thought
She
this was
gave
going away, but
permission.
it's not. I know, I feel like I feel
Yeah.
bad touching your license, I'm sorry.
All right, Mona.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I hear you.
I'm okay. My daughter dumped, so we get back from Thailand.
How was
Get
that?
back. Thailand, incredible.
Yeah, it's
You're
pretty
young,
nice.
you gotta go, you should go.
I've
Everyone
been there.
should
It's
try.
awesome.
You have?
Yeah.
Where did you go?
Phuket?
So you were in Phuket, so I was
Yeah.
in Phuket.
Okay.
My husband played, so my husband's a musician. Were
Mhm.
you on Bangalore Street?
That sounds familiar. I
It's
think we've
kinda
been there.
like the
It's
red
the-
light district, but where all the bands are and
Mhm.
everything.
We drove scooters around like the whole time.
We drove scooters around. So you
Yeah.
went to all the islands and everything.
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
Yep. You really stretch a dollar out there too, so
It's
you can have a lot of
crazy.
fun for like nothing.
For
It's awesome.
zero. When did you go?
Maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, Phuket was, so we were there, we went all over with Chiang Mai, Shanghai, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 for 14 days, but my husband played on Bangalore Street at this club, very cool.
Mhm.
So we had a good time, you know, it's vacation, of course we had a good time.
Right on.
But when I get back, my daughter has a dog, and the dog didn't like the dog sitter, so we got back at 2 in the morning,
Mhm.
and she calls me up crying, she's on vacation in Florida, she says, the people are gonna get fined because the dog won't stop barking in
Mm.
Philly. I just slept in, get her dog, and I hate animals, and I hate dogs, I'll just be totally honest, too much
Yeah.
work. And now I'm stuck with her dog
Yeah.
for 14 days, it's rough, yeah.
Dogs are nice though.
You want this
They can
one?
be.
Okay.
No. It's
Right,
nothing
right.
to
No,
stress
no, I was
out.
just looking, I think, well, part of it, and we're gonna go through that first.
I got a
anyways.
lender credit too, so.
Yeah,
Here's your
so what
documents.
happens is,
And then you
interest
just
rate,
lock
and
up
then
the,
when you think about interest rate, on the other side, interest rate is cost, right?
What do you
And
want
the
to
particular
sign
type of loan that
here?
you're getting to cover a condo, condos aren't the most favorable things that you experience, there's adjustments that get applied.
That I ran over.
So there's
and
adjustments
I
come in the
forgot
form of
my
cost, so
checkbook
it's
and I
your,
didn't want to go back in, because the dog
you
goes
got good
crazy.
credit,
So I
then your
ran
credit
over to
score's like
TD Bank
750
and got
something,
some
so you got
checks.
decent
I was
credit.
like, oh my God, thank God
You got,
there's a
well, I
TD
think we're doing
Bank.
a 5% down product, and we're doing condo, so that's where a lot of the adjustment came in. The second thing is we had to do some rate extensions to kind of, because we protected the rate, and the market
Yeah.
shifted against us, because the market had gone up while
Yeah.
we're going, but you were protected.
Mhm.
So what happens is either we extend the rate, and there's a cost for that,
Thank you for
or
letting
we
me
go
write
back
this
to the
out. I
market
didn't wanna
Yeah.
put
and
it
get
come
whatever
out of the
the
exchange.
best market is today. If we were to lock in your deal today, it'd probably be either a higher rate
Yeah,
and or
you
more
wanna do that.
expensive
You
in
have a
today's
stamp?
market, so we
Dream,
extend.
Right, right.
We offset that a
Dream
little
Home
bit
Abstract.
with some costs. I can't eat all of it, but we gave you a full point
Yeah.
back. We gave you 1% off in the form of
Yeah, I
letter
saw
credit to
that.
help offset
That's
that
that's
cost.
why I was like, yeah. I mean, at first I saw that too. and-
No, it's shocking. Like,
Well, no,
what
not
is
even.
this?
But I mean, I know I'm looking at and
Yeah.
I mentioned something to Mike. I'm like, oh, you know what? I remember because initially when I first told him, I was like, I just ran through, kind of just qualified it just to ask him like, hey, do you have questions?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want any points initially.
Mhm.
And then he was like, okay, yeah, we can do that. I'm like, yeah, because I'll
This
just go with
is
someone
for
else
deep
if you're going to throw in points.
for
Well,
processing.
we didn't
for
hit you this
processing.
end, we disclosed it from the beginning, so if we go
Yeah.
back to the original
Oh, no, it
documentation,
wasn't.
it was there,
Right.
so I don't want you to think like.
No, it was there.
you didn't do it.
One
Yeah.
for
I-
your-
I think the only differential
Can I write
between
it
then
out?
and now is probably the
well,
extension
no, we already
cost that
had
got
to
put
exchange
into the
companies
length
signed.
of
Oh,
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
Close.
So
It's
they-
actually
all right.
it actually is pretty much the same.
Is it?
Okay,
good.
But again,
Because a lot of times we try
no
not to
bad
issue with that
taste.
cost,
Yeah.
we try to eat the extension cost, because
Uh-huh.
it wasn't your fault or.
And
it
this is
was
the
Right.
deed transferring title
doesn't matter.
from yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get
um,
factored in, I'm just trying to think
to
where it
the
would be
buyer.
from.
Should
No,
be
I mean-
But if you were to take this.
No, the deed is
right,
correct.
and
That's
throw it
how-
in that,
that's
if-
how
if-
it happened, right?
So we put this in to kind of get us into fair market value.
Mhm.
I don't think you would have gone too many other places to get something that was drastically different.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, no, yeah,
And for
I
us to
agree.
do it with no points, your interest rate would have been substantially higher, and you get to a point of equilibrium where
Yeah,
it doesn't
like what do
make
you want?
sense it doesn't make sense to take the higher rate to avoid cost. We try to position it in
Yeah.
a way where we think it's the most balanced approach.
Because those are, in a sense, somewhat almost just like prepaid interest.
Exactly
Sort
right.
of, okay.
Yeah, so you can write some of that off too.
Yeah.
Talk to your accountant,
And
whoever
that,
does
yeah,
that.
I already did, and that's another reason why I'm like, okay, it's
Yeah,
not really an issue.
so that's kind of how I got to
Yeah,
that point.
yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it does, I appreciate you explaining it. Again, there
I
was
don't
no
want you to have a bad
expense.
taste in your mouth.
No, I just told you, I didn't. If I did, you guys would know, but we'll just in a communicative way,
Yep.
not like a
Good,
crazy way.
I appreciate that. Some people aren't, you know, that's
Yeah,
what I always
it's,
ask.
that's what stirs up a lot of the trouble, I think, is lack of communication, but,
Well, this is your closed disclosure, you should have been emailed this already, so if
Yeah,
you get a chance
I
to
saw
read it,
that
but,
already.
you know, quickly just glance through price, loan amount, rate, principal and interest.
Yep.
That jumps out in here, reason there's two sections, you're paying monthly PMI,
Mhm.
right, that's prescribed to be paid off in about 11 years. So
there's no penalty to get myself over
you-
20%, right?
You can pay it down as fast as you like.
Done, per- yeah, per-
Yeah, the trigger is 78%. So
Yeah.
78% of this number is the trigger for it to automatically cancel.
Okay.
Yeah, 80% you can request it to be canceled.
Ah,
So
gotcha.
78 is the automatic cancel.
Cool,
Okay, they can't hold it past that.
yeah, yeah,
You get to that point any way you want.
sweet.
So that jumps down here, this is your total monthly payment. You take the difference of what's going into your escrow versus what's over here. The difference between these two figures are your association dues. So
Mhm.
taxes and insurance are both included in this payment, and then inside of this number are your association dues, so you're gonna be responsible for paying them on your own.
Right,
Itemization of all cost, cash due today, 19,226. Kind of discussed here, the cost here, previously paid for,
Hey,
credit,
Vince,
flood,
where is
tax
that,
servicing charges, or
condo
banking related
adjustment,
fees
that
for
condo fee
providing
thing that we
financing.
agreed upon
This is
yesterday?
Dream
Is
Home
that
Abstract,
on the
that's where Diana's from,
Mhm.
so that's
Said it
their
wasn't paying
charges. Yeah,
What?
the
Said it wasn't
preparation,
paying it.
mortgage preparation, every
You're
page
not
gets
paying it?
reported at the county.
yeah.
Um,
I'm not settling.
We got $370 there.
What?
So that's okay.
Homeowners insurance premium here being
All
paid in
right,
full for the
then
first 12 months.
this is ridiculous.
Prepaid interest here, this is
Check with
from
Diane.
today
Yeah.
through the end of this month. Your first payment on this mortgage isn't gonna be due until March
It's
1st.
kind of funny that you called
Yeah.
them,
Okay.
saying you couldn't get a hold of me, and tried to have the whole
Again,
thing
the
removed
homeowner's
when I
insurance
agreed
being
to do it in
collected 2
half.
months for home,
And then you tried to
escrow,
snake
2
and
months
get the
for
whole
taxes
thing
for escrow.
removed
Right, so that's
onto me.
gonna go into your
Yeah,
escrow
dude.
account to start the loan.
Yeah.
Every time you
When
pay
did
me,
you
you're
say
gonna
Because they had
add
to call and verify with me.
You have your capital contribution to the Enclave
They
Condominium
called and verified
Association.
with
Yeah.
Vince,
Okay.
and then I
Yeah,
called you up,
HOA
because I
prepaid to the
thought we
Enclave.
had.
You tried to
Collected
remove
for
the entire
prepaid.
month.
So you make your
I'm
capital
not
contribution
saying
and you're paying
no.
some dues up
I
front.
did not, I
Then you have
called
this
them,
owner's
because we
policy
verbally
here.
We'll get it
agreed
done.
on
This
it.
marries up with
Good
your
enough.
lender's policy, and that's what gives you the total coverage. So they're
Alright,
binding
well,
the transaction
alright,
from
I'm
seller to
very
buyer.
I'm just gonna cancel this whole fucking thing.
Everything adds up down to the bottom. That's kind of how we get to our itemized
Hey,
closing
you can
costs.
stop going on, I'm not settling, I'm not signing.
Just split it,
documents.
split the deal.
Oh.
I'm
Go
not
split it.
doing it.
Go split it. Then we're gonna take you to a lawyer.
Well,
So if we
you're
have to,
splitting it? Okay, then
split
why
it.
did you give me a hard time about it, Vince?
Just split it and get it done with. We'll deal with it later.
What was the
Vince
issue?
is paying the month for me getting her buyer, getting her to a settlement table, while she got to enjoy Thailand. So Vince will pay the half a month. Gladly. Good. God and karma's good. We're all right. Move on.
Good?
Yeah,
All right. Price, this is what's left over from all the itemized closing costs.
okay,
This is prorations right here. This proration is, you're basically paying back your portion of the first quarter tax. So we're paying the tax from
Karma's
this date
equal.
through the end of the first quarter.
Absolutely,
Right there.
I agree.
Okay? That's gonna go as a reimbursement over to her, and the reason being is she's gonna be hit on her side with 100% of the first quarter tax.
right on, yep.
Okay?
I gotcha.
So that just balances that out. This is your side of the transaction, you have the $1,500 there.
Yeah.
You have the $152 here from the loan.
Mhm.
And then you have this contribution back to you. So,
What's that?
so you're essentially paying all the dues for the first month, for January's month.
Yeah,
Okay, she's owned that.
Okay,
property
so
for
it's a
few
few
days.
days.
So you're getting a few dollars back for the
Okay.
first few days.
so
of
it's the whole
association
monthly fee
fees.
divided by one
The
times
prorated
3.
portion of the fees goes back to you.
Gotcha.
Okay.
The signature on the back.
I like how I question the only money that's coming to me.
Take a look at this spreadsheet. I
Is
did.
anything gonna change on this thing?
So,
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
whatever that is, that in my commission.
So it's not gonna change on his.
Shouldn't, no, not on his side. Just mine.
Okay.
I'm as good as good gets. a little furious right now.
I always ask people, do you want the long version or the short
I
version
didn't
of all
see
this?
I mean, I didn't wanna interrupt you and be like, is there any way you don't show me this stuff? Cause I know you're showing me, but I mean, feel free,
No.
whatever.
We'll go as fast as you want me to go.
Oh.
I emailed it to you as well.
This is just a general
Yeah, so
disclosure
this
sheet, right?
needs
This
an
means that there's no
adjustment
assumption
because he's
feature,
gonna
you
have
gotta pay it off in
the
full,
condo
there's
fee.
no demand, we're not gonna knock on
What
your
do you
door one
mean
day,
half?
say pay us in full
He's
today,
gonna
you have
half
30
of
years
this
to repay
month's
it.
condo fee
You
coming
had your
out of
15-day
Vince's commission.
break
He'll help
period,
you
so you have a
out.
grace period every month to make that payment, after the 15th, it's
Makes about as much sense
5%
as
Why- why half?
payment.
Because we're
Negative
splitting the
amortization.
difference between the.
For me,
Amortization.
not going to Thailand,
Amortization.
it's
What
gonna
was
get
the original date of
amortized.
the settlement?
They haven't done them in a while.
I I've never.
December,
done-
well, we were supposed to
they
close,
stopped
but
doing
she had
those
to go
in
on
like
vacation.
2007.
So it got pushed into the
That's
next
not,
month.
But
so
I think there's
November
probably some
26 was
law
actually the original
Yeah,
date.
it
of
makes sense for the
settlement.
right people.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're taking.
Because
half
it's
of-
what, the
There's half,
insurance
yeah.
Yeah, so,
doesn't
But,
outrun
yeah, so when you get your statement every month, you would get a breakdown, you could pay
It's
principal interest,
$387
interest only for
was
partial.
that
Yeah, thanks for that.
Okay.
If you chose
Thank
partial
you.
interest, so let's say the interest was $2,000.
Well, he
If
should
you
be
chose
paying
to
a
pay
late fee.
$1,000, that $1,000 that you did pay. gets
Yeah,
pushed
well, you
to
didn't pay the
$5,000.
month? Wait, you didn't pay the month?
Just get put on your back every
No,
month.
Oh, no, I'll pay half the
Eventually-
association, but not the late fee.
No, put the late fee on her
Eventually,
side.
that would all come back,
That's fine.
and you have to pay all that at some point, and it's very expensive. Where it makes sense are people like who have small salaries, like Wall Street guys.
Yeah.
They might make $100,000 salary, but then get an $800,000 bonus. So then
Yeah,
the year,
yeah,
they
yeah.
have enough money to catch up that back pay, so they afford some of the ability to have a low monthly payment on a
Yeah.
fixed income, then we get bonuses or big commissions.
Or
They
it
pay
also
off.
makes sense in like, say, an area where the values are like super high, so the percentage.
That doesn't make sense, because
No.
if you're buying something that's overpriced based on market, and you
Yeah.
can't necessarily afford it, you're just kicking the can down the street until you have to come pay the price.
Right, okay.
Kind of
Gotcha.
accelerated our
I was like
financial
trying to
problems.
devil's advocate
Yeah.
myself there, okay, gotcha.
It's more about people that have variable income throughout the year.
Okay, like a car salesman, or
Probably more
stockbroker.
substantial, a doctor, or
Investment banker.
a banker,
Okay.
yeah. Someone who gets a large portion of their income at very specific times of the
Mhm.
year. Partial payments don't exist, you gotta make every payment in full, securing interest in the property that you're purchasing. You have escrow on the account, we're gonna fund that escrow today with 1353.22.
Yeah.
Every month you're gonna add to it at 747.56.
Okay.
Long-term play, if you hold this loan for 30 years, make nothing but minimum payments from day one to day end, that's the amount of money that you're gonna repay. Prepaid finance, or excuse me, finance charge is the interest on the loan plus prepaid finance charges, like mortgage insurance premiums get factored into that.
Yeah.
The amount financed is your loan amount minus those
And that's
prepaid
plus
finance
the mortgage
charges.
insurance? Is that what that is?
The finance charge?
That's, the PMI is included in there?
Yeah, that's considered a finance charge. So
Okay.
any APR related.
So that's not
fees-
just pure interest?
No, it's not just pure interest.
Gotcha.
That incorporates, if you want to know pure interest, you would take the loan amount and multiply it by this number. That
Gotcha.
would tell you the pure number.
Okay.
Which is probably a little bit less than this, because again, this factors in PMI and some
Yeah.
other prepaid finance
It's like,
charges.
it's like
associated.
$600 less.
Mhm.
I think.
Something like that.
600.
APR is a reflection of cost, right? And what that, so what factors into that is your PMI goes into your APR rating, and the points that are being paid factor into that, but what's not factoring into that is our letter credit. Letter credit doesn't offset your APR, it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So even though the APR is technically lower because of the letter credit, it's just not factored into that cost analysis.
Okay.
All the people involved in the transaction, so if you need to contact anyone, we're all listed right there.
Cool.
I'm gonna have you sign the date right there.
Beautiful. Weird. A 20.
You know what people told me, is that you should, in this year, write it out 2021, or excuse me, 2020, because anybody can come along and put a 19, a 17, an 18.
Oh, wow. Let's do it. Yeah, let's do that.
I saw that online, now, I'm like, that actually is one of the smartest things I've seen in a while.
Wow.
This document is a Dream Home abstract. It basically says they're acting as the closing agent between you and the seller.
Mhm.
We're gonna do a signed date, phone number, email, and a future mailing address. You just put same as above for that.
Okay. So, thank you for that tip. That is, that's good. This is all my stuff you said, right?
Yeah, put in your phone number,
Gotcha.
your email, and then for future, just put the same as above.
Gotcha.
How's the family?
My family's fantastic.
Cool.
Busy. My kids are swimmers. So
Hey,
they
there's such
swim.
keys at the front desk for you, a ton.
Oh, yeah.
So when you go down there, there's like,
At the,
a billion keys in the
Okay.
envelope. Just ask them, I don't know why
Okay.
they made like 500 keys for you.
at the
At the
counter.
front desk,
Okay.
all right? And you get your Colby chip made up one time, you know, I think. And, what else? There's no assigned parking spot, so you can just
Yeah.
park anywhere.
Okay. Have you ever heard the fire alarm randomly go off there at night?
So when I first bought that unit,
Yeah.
which was like 30-some years ago,
Yeah.
I was sleeping and it went off and I started freaking, very first time I owned
Yeah,
it.
I would too.
And I had to like truck down all these steps,
Mhm.
freaking nothing.
Yeah,
But
it was just a false
I haven't heard
alarm.
a tenant, like I'm sure it must go off. I mean, you know, you
Yeah.
got 200 units in there.
Right.
But I haven't heard any other complaints, but me personally, I was walking down all those steps very
Yeah.
late at night. You're young,
Mhm.
but, you know, hey, I'm sure it happens. You're hardwired, you have smoke detectors in
Mhm.
there.
Well, I
so-
was only asking, not out of concern, but because you know, before I even contacted you, I looked into reviews. This just kept slipping my mind. Forget, it's just a weird thing to ask. There's a review, and it's just that one person that is extra. You know what I mean? And they just completely haze the entire complex. I even went as far as like asking security and management. I showed them like, just curious, you don't have to comment on this, but what do you think about this? Like, you guys have a.
Oh, do you ask Walt? Yeah,
I don't
that
know
guy,
Walt.
skinny Walt Groom, he's nice.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Um,
The nicest person is Lauren, she's in law school.
Yes,
Great.
she's cool.
She's amazing.
She's awesome.
She's gone to Fordham, you
Oh,
know,
wow.
and she is incredible.
mm.
So, anyway, I didn't know, it
Oh,
got
yeah,
raised
yeah.
for the,
And I just sent it to him, and then I'm like, you don't have to comment if you don't want. I get it, there's crazy people that do crazy reviews sometimes. It's the only 1-star or 2-star review they have out of like 1,000. And they're like, no, in the past 5 years I've been here, I've never heard a fire alarm go off.
Hmm.
Because in the review he writes, I'm sorry, I'll get back to this.
You're good.
In the review he writes like, they interrogate you to make sure you actually live there for the first month, which that makes sense, like.
that's
you're a
good,
new
that's good
face.
security.
Yeah, and he's like, you know, oh,
Must
don't
have
worry.
been a renter.
Yeah, he's like, don't worry. It was 4 years ago too. He's like, don't worry. At 3 a.m. in the morning, the fire alarm's gonna go off, but it's okay. The fire department will be there in 3 hours to manually reset that for you. I was just like, come on.
Oh, come on, the fire department is literally across the street.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
They, you know, so, yeah. Wow, that was the only, that's pretty impressive.
The only negative. Yes.
Yeah, I would say the most negative thing there is they yelled at me, my kid was 3 years old and they hated, I had a swimming on him.
Yeah.
Whoa. If you're not out of diapers, if you have like nieces, nephews,
Not really.
babies,
Small tight-knit family.
they don't like those kids in the pool with diapers. They will be. And if you bring a dog into the building, like I wanted to bring my daughter's dog up,
Yeah.
and they're like,
I-
no, you will be fine.
It has to be a service pet, I think,
It
or a
has
comfort
to
pet.
be a comfort pet, and you have to get the letter.
What's
Yeah.
a comfort pet?
It's
Comfort
2020. I
pet
can be
is
depressed, you know.
You know, it's like spending $200 to get a letter
Yeah.
to say that your dog reduces your anxiety,
Ah,
and then you
That's gotta be easy to get.
it's money.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you get that, then you can bring your dog into the building, but if you don't have that,
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
they're pretty strict about that.
Did you rent any of them out?
All of them.
Okay.
For years. I
And how'd that
never
go?
lived in-
Good?
So the one opposite from you went great. It was rented to the Attorney General,
Oh.
and that went amazing.
Attorney General of.
Of New Jersey, he had the job of Deputy Attorney General of Atlantic City,
Cool.
and he just left. He left for Trenton, so that he was an amazing tenant for 6 years.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
the
boy.
tenant that was in your unit. He was good for some years. Young guy, Jay, and he had a restaurant in somewhere, and it's in Smithville. When his restaurant went bad.
Smithville, oh wow.
And when his restaurant went bad, he
Yeah.
wasn't that great anymore, but he was good for years and
All right,
years.
I gotta get through this.
Sorry.
That's all right.
No, no, go ahead.
This here is a Keller Williams Realty disclosure statement that essentially says that you have an agency relationship with Vinnie and Keller Williams. You always have the option to go purchase a warranty, affiliate business agreement disclosures. Keller Williams is in business with Hardenberg Insurance Company, Animatic Mortgage, which was my old company. I don't think they changed this to the newest company.
Yeah.
Dream on Abstract, Next Level Processing, Superior Processing. So it's basically just letting you know that there's these relationships that people sign. And
Cool. Date and sign?
I can listen to these stories all day long, so.
Don't worry. You don't have to.
No.
You don't have to.
I'll wait till the
I'd like
end, then
to
I'll
get
listen
outta
to the
here.
stories.
No, that's the only story. That's it.
Marla just likes talking.
Who doesn't?
Love me.
But yeah, you're a good guy.
I try.
You just signed it?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sorry.
You're good. This is a whole harmless agreement. This is between Dream Home Abstract and both two parties, basically saying that a CO was not available today to be issued, and you understand that you're not holding Dream Home Abstract harmless for the fact that there's no CO itself.
Yes, conditional, right?
It's conditional, I have it. It actually allows him to live here.
That's fine. Again, not my document. They put it
Yeah.
in there just because it's not a full, complete one.
Okay,
You're
that's
good.
cool. So who actually ended up financing? I'm sorry, that's my last
I did it
question.
myself. I just brought my own money in a brown paper bag we got.
Yeah.
You did?
No, we went to.
I switched it out with fake one day.
We went to our second condo team, once the first one. The first one took it all the way to Fannie Mae. Fannie Mae actually said no to the first company's request to make an exception. And the second company we had sent it to just dug a little bit deeper on the due diligence and were comfortable with financing. So we ended up going with
What's
the
the
second
name of
company.
it?
The second one we went to was a company by a name called New Res is what we call it, NEWREZ. New Res Financial.
Because they settled on my next one on, they did the identical one, and they're giving, USAA is digging deeper into those condo fees
Okay.
now. And, this guy's putting 20% down.
Okay, that's a limited review, which makes it even
It was a
easier.
limited review, I think we'll get it, I think it
We have
was.
a representation, Dream Home Abstract represents their interest, you
I
represent
think
your
it'll
interests.
settle on Monday, Tuesday,
Okay.
it's very limited, but if not,
Well, now that we kinda got
Yeah,
it through their
it's
system,
hard.
um,
I think I don't know whether, let me see if I held on to you.
I'll get you another one.
All right.
This document here says that they did not order a survey on your behalf. Sign right there.
What does that mean?
A survey, you don't really do it on condos, but if you had like a.
Oh, yeah, survey.
Yeah, you come out and read the
Front edge
property
and all that
lines.
stuff.
That's me right there. Second number, call the cell phone.
And how long did it take?
Well, now that it's through, I mean, I think we had our clear to close. I wanna say like before Christmas. So.
You had it clear to close on the 24th.
Yeah, right before Christmas. So we got their condo approval, probably like, a few days before that, probably that Friday.
May I ask what his rate is?
I mean, that's up for him to determine if he wants to tell, but,
What,
you know.
do you mind disclosing how what your rate is?
Oh, mine? Oh, yeah, I don't care.
6,000%, just kidding. No, we were at 4.5%
4.5.
For that, and there was some costs associated.
Because you're only 5% down too, right?
We were 5%
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
we were at 4.5%, there were some points
That's pretty
associated with
good.
that. We did
Yeah.
some lender credits on it to help offset it. I think the
That's
true
pretty
actual
good, though.
cost was probably about a 1.75, if I went back and did all the math on it.
It was 4.25 with more down, and I'm like, I just asked Mike, I was like,
Wow, that's very
what's
good.
like my minimum? And he's like that, and I'm like, yeah, sure. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, I'm probably gonna pay this off way quicker.
I hope so. No, I do, like, it's awesome when people can get ahead of themselves.
Yeah, no, I like
Well,
to.
thank you for disclosing that, because I will let my other person know if they're having a hard
Yeah,
time, I'll
no,
swing
no
around to
problem.
him.
Yeah, we need to get in touch with
Even
me. I'll
though
give you my
Vince
number,
right
too.
now is turning me over to the real estate board for splitting a condo fee.
Oh.
I don't think that's what, I think he was just trying to protect his client, that's all.
Yeah.
Affidavit of title, this basically says all the information provided to the best of your knowledge, you understand mortgage is going in place against the property, there's no major judgments that prevent you from taking ownership of the property, you're currently unmarried, so you're gonna check the box, the first one.
We are not married.
And
Girlfriend?
Yeah, one or two.
this is a discount fee association, so the cost for that particular interest rate again doesn't factor in the lender credits that we did to offset that on the side of the page right
Right.
here.
Just top line.
Yeah, that's fine. This is the final mortgage commitment, promise to lend, we'll sign it.
Can I drop my stuff down? Oh, I didn't, I'm sorry. I was just trying to.
We go with the low rider.
You got hydraulics in that thing?
Yeah, man, it's on air.
This is your application, a little personal information we gathered to get you here today. We're gonna initial at the bottom.
A bar down there.
Yep. Same with this document.
My signature is an initial, is that okay?
I would just,
I got you.
whatever.
I did an initial right there.
Same.
What's that? Oh, like your signature is your initial?
No, I meant just like same, like do the same thing.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
This one's a sign and a date.
1/3/2020.
All right, this document's probably the most important thing you're gonna sign. It's written in white ink. It says I get 10% of all lottery or casino winnings.
Hey.
Salt Lake City, we're gonna sign the date right here.
Hey, I'm good with that stuff too, so it's.
This document is your demographic information. It basically says you are non-Hispanic, male, and white. All fall true, you can initial right at the bottom.
I'm Armenian. Down here?
Yes.
Cool.
All right, the note is your promise to repay. Basically spells out the terms of your repayment. You have the amount of money that you're gonna repay.
Oh, I'm not signing this one now. Let's see.
Interest rate you're gonna repay it. First payment due date is the 1st of March, and then your last payment due date's right here, February 1st, 2050.
Okay.
No signature on this one.
Yeah. Notice.
You're allowed to prepay it, no penalty paid off, if you pay it off sooner. And then a 15-day penalty comes up if you're more than 15 days past due, it's 5%. If you're more than 30 days past due, it's a default. They're required to send you a notice of default in writing, becomes a matter of public record. You will sign this one right here.
I have to, send it over to the exchange company because they have to sign it too.
All right. Do we wait on that?
No, I wanna get, because
So
you
blanket borrow
have to get
certification
all
authorization,
this
certified information,
exchange
provides
stuff
to the
signed and
knowledge,
sent back over
the
them
information
to
you
them
have,
for approval,
sign.
and you'll be sitting there all night if you don't get that done, so you might wanna do that as soon as
I
possible.
wanna do that now,
Yeah.
so you can send it over.
Cause I can't disperse without the
Oh, I'm
approval.
sorry, I didn't
It's
even
okay.
know.
This next set of documentation, there's only one signature spot, but this is the mortgage, this is a collateral document. So you have a note that says, I promise to repay my loan. This document goes in place to support that note. So if you fail to make good on your note, the lender's gonna pull this out and figure out what their rights are, ultimately they can foreclose on the property.
Gotcha.
So take care of the property, don't let it get into deferred maintenance.
Yep.
Always have homeowner's insurance against it. If you find yourself in a situation where you can't repay, for whatever reason,
Yeah.
communicate, right? There's those programs out there to protect consumers.
Is deferred maintenance exactly what it sounds like? Like just not taking care? It's a condo though, so I don't know what.
So condos, you're not really gonna
It's like not
run
running
into it there,
for
but
6 years.
yeah, like so if you did something that would cause the township or some other entity to come in and start putting liens against you for not upkeeping with the property, those
Right.
liens could potentially take position over this mortgage. So they want you to take care of it and just give it a good
You
standard.
Fair
know
enough.
what,
Understood.
I wanna make sure I
It'll
do
be a
this
signature spot
right.
right here.
So I'm not really the sole member, my husband's with me, but I'm the sole signer on it, so how do I check that off? And when I-
Honestly, they're not my documents, you might wanna ask the.
So this is a
yeah.
condo rider. A condo rider
I don't
basically
wanna
says
get
you're
involved in
buying
the
a condo.
exchange
The condo has its own
documents.
subdivision
I just wanna make
regulations.
sure I
Make
do
sure
it
you
right.
follow
You know,
all
I've
their
never done
bylaws.
one
So
in
don't do
an
anything
LLC
that, you know,
before,
put yourself in jeopardy of
so
that would
it's
also create some
different.
potential.
So Ryder, in essence, rides on those bylaws.
Yeah, so, well, you have the mortgage, right, and then
Just the whole harmless this year.
the rider
All of
is
these
in
or just
conjunction
one?
to this, so it's an additional set of
There's a
provisions
whole
with
bunch
your
of stuff on
mortgage.
them.
Gotcha.
If there
I
was
don't
an
know,
adjustable
this is
arm,
what I
there'd be an
didn't know
adjustable
there
rate
was, so I think I
rider.
could
If
do
it
it.
was a PUD, there'd be a PUD rider. If it was a second home
And then I'll send it
or
over,
investment
so I'll have to
property,
prove it
so there's all these
before I
different
disperse.
riders that can get
Yeah.
attached to your mortgage and just say,
And
hey,
then
there's another
change-
layer here that we need to
Whatever
understand.
augmentation it is.
Yeah, it doesn't change anything with your loan.
Yeah.
It just has to do
Okay.
with the
And then
covenants that
initial,
exist in
I
the
guess,
condo.
you know what I mean?
Could, if unfollowed, could create a lien could take precedence, could force foreclosure.
Right, right.
So
Yeah.
follow those
And
covenants.
anywhere,
Yeah.
you have to fix them anywhere.
To fix
it
them,
says
do
it.
what they ask.
And then
Yes.
it's-
Yeah.
You must conform. Like, don't have dogs unless they're comfort dogs.
Yeah. Because I'm depressed. Because of the mortgage.
That's only one time,
No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
that's only 12 times a year.
Okay.